iPhone 13 Pro Max in 2026? Yo, the real question in 2026, is the iPhone 13 Pro Max still that phone, or is it officially outdated? What's good, guys? I'm Storm Allen, and in today's video, we'll be finding out if the iPhone 13 Pro Max still holds up in 2026. No fluff, no nonsense, just straight facts. Let's get on into the video. So first off, guys, we're going to start with the design. You do have that matte glass back and the stainless steel sides, which gives it a solid weight, but yeah, it's a bit heavy. It's actually heavy compared to the other phones. So if you're coming from a lighter phone, your pinky will definitely feel this one. It still, though, it looks modern. No one will look at this and think it's old. Now let's talk about the display, and this is where the iPhone still shines. You're getting a 6.7-inch OLED display with a 120 Hz ProMotion. What does that mean? If you're not a nerd like your boy, it definitely just means that scrolling is going to be smoother. Watching videos is going to be smoother. If you're just a normal person and not geeked out like me, those numbers don't really matter that much. So scrolling does feel smooth. The videos look sharper. You do have the brightness is solid, even outdoors in 2026. This is a really good screen. No complaints here. Now let's jump on into everybody's favorite, the performance. This phone runs the Apple A15 Bionic chip. And yes, it's older, but it still runs fast for everyday use. Apps open quick, multitasking is smooth. Overall, it doesn't feel slow. If you're part of the Apple ecosystem, you know how well Apple optimizes their phones. That's why this phone is still keeping up. Overall, wise, you're getting around 2,300 single core or about 5,700 multi-core in Geekbench 6. This is very stable in 2026, but here's the catch. You're not gonna get Apple's latest intelligence features. So if you want that ChatGPT with the Siri, you're gonna have to pass up on that. Or if you do want that, you're gonna have to go for a later iPhone, which is gonna cost you a couple $100 more. Now let's talk about gaming. This is where it gets really interesting. So guys, starting off with something heavy like GTA San Andreas, the Definitive Edition, and other games like Genshin Impact, running on high settings with 60 FPS, it runs very smooth at first, but after about 30-40 minutes, it starts heating up, so performance does dip, causing the frame rate to go down a little bit. So the phone gets a little bit warm, not too much, but playing other mid-range games like Call of Duty Mobile, it does take a longer time to heat up, and you do get more frame rate. So if you're not into heavy gaming, normal light gaming, this is gonna go through like a breeze. Just think of a mid-range piece for phones. I don't even know if that makes sense. Y'all gotta make sense out of this, guys. You gotta make sense. Enable higher frame rate settings. You actually get to take advantage of that 120 Hertz display. But again, long sections, the phone's gonna get hot. You're gonna feel it. So if you're heavy into gaming, just expect that. Now, let's talk about the main reason why you might be looking for a cheaper budget iPhone, the cameras. This is one of the big reasons people still use this phone, because you got that triple camera lens setup. So you got the ultra wide and the telephoto. So photos still look sharp, colors are solid, and video quality actually looks really good. Let's take a look at some of these images that I've took with the iPhone 13 Pro Max versus the 17. Not that huge difference, especially how wide of a gap the price range is. I should be walking on these pictures, especially on the 17. Also, you get great features for this camera: macro shots, cinematic modes for social media, YouTube, TikTok. The camera still gets the job done because your photos are gonna drop in quality the moment you upload them anyway. So is it the newest camera? No, but is it still good? 100%. Now let's get on into the battery. This heavily depends on one thing, the battery health. I bought mine refurbished from Best Buy, which I got the battery health around 90%, and it held out the entire day. I would only charge it in nights, so it's still a solid battery for all around. If you travel a lot, you're still gonna get a solid battery, depending if the battery health is about 90 to 85. Below that, and you're probably gonna have to charge it evening instead of night. But when this phone was new, the battery life was insane. In 2026, if you're buying it used, it might not feel the same. If the battery's worn out, the phone won't last long. So honestly, if you're buying this, a battery replacement might be worth it. Just make sure you're not getting scammed on where you're buying the batteries from. That can completely change your experience. All right, final verdict, guys. Does the iPhone 13 Pro Max still hold up in 2026? Yes, 100% in 1000% yes, but it also depends on you. I know y'all don't want to hear that the cliche answer, but it's the truth. If you want a premium phone for cheaper, it's still a great option. If you care about camera, smooth display, and solid performance, it delivers. But if you want the news feature, AI stuff, top of the line gaming, you might want to consider a later entry like a 15 or even the 14 models. Overall, this phone is still solid in 2026. Definitely not the newest, but it's not outdated. So if this video helped, or at least I made you laugh once doing something stupid, embarrassing myself online, please hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below. Would you still use the iPhone 13 Pro Max, or are you planning to get a 17 Pro Max like your boy in 2026? Woo! Damn,